Guys, what's up? You already know what it is. Evan and I are back with another Wheelie Wednesday episode, and today we are going to be covering something where the concept's pretty simple, but making it happen is a little more difficult. We're going to be teaching you how to shift gears mid-wheelie. So it kind of sounds scary at first, but once you get it down, it's very useful. I'm just going to throw a disclaimer up here real quick as well. All the stunts that we are performing in this video are all done at our own risk. We do this all the time, so we are pretty good at it, and they are done legally on private property as well, just to throw that out there. So let's go ahead and get into it. And guys, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and throw out there, if you have not watched our first wheelie tutorial video, it is titled How to Wheelie a Honda Grom. I'll put it right up here in the iCard. Just go ahead and click it. That video is going to teach you all the fundamentals you need to know about how to wheelie before you start getting into the more advanced stuff that we're going to be showing you here. So if you do not know how to wheelie yet, go ahead and go watch that video really quick and then come right back to this video and we'll teach you how to shift through gears. Alright guys, and as usual, we're rolling about 5 miles an hour on the Grom. Evan's going to clutch in, gas, clutch out. He's now doing a wheelie. And the first thing you're going to start with, guys, for shifting is you want to pick up some speed to where your RPMs are pretty high. Think of it as if when you're on the road getting ready to shift a gear on your bike. It's the same idea. You're not going to shift if you're low in the RPMs. You shift when it's time to shift. So Evan was letting the RPMs get up there a little bit. Nothing screaming, but just high enough that it can shift smooth for you. So once you feel like you are up to speed and your RPMs are right, you can see Evan here is going to shift. You can see he clicked it right into second. It is a little scary at first, guys, so let's go ahead and cover kind of what he was just doing all together with the brake, the clutch, and the gas there. Alright guys, so Evan is in a wheelie. He's right now getting it where he's comfortable at the speed, ready to shift. You can see his clutch right here. He pulled it in and his foot was on his shifter, ready to go. And when he was comfortable and prepared, he clicked it up into second gear. So basically all that's happening is you're shifting exactly how you would if you're riding your bike on 2 wheels. Basically, it's the same thing. He was just riding mid-wheelie, got the RPMs up a little bit higher than normal, pulled the clutch in, clicked it into second gear, clutch back out, just as if you're shifting on the road, guys. You can see right there how smooth it was. Same thing, same process. He let off the gas for a split second as he pulled the clutch in. It's all the same thing. And guys, another very important thing to keep in mind with these shifter wheelies is once that thing clicks into second gear and you let that clutch back out, depending on how much gas you give it, you can see Evan kind of shot backwards for a second. He was a little heavy on the gas, and as soon as he let that clutch out, that thing wanted to go farther back. So that is when, guys, you have to know that your brake control is down. If you feel you're going to shoot backwards once that clutch comes out, all you got to do is hit your brake. That's it. It's going to keep you from going backwards as long as you're not just whiskey throttling the crap out of it. So we'll have Evan show you one more time again what it's like to let the clutch out with a little too much gas input. See here in a second. You can see that. See how he kind of flew back? But as you can see with Evan, he has his brake control down very well. So as soon as that bike shot back, he didn't have to panic at all. He could just catch it with the brake, no problem. Keep it safe, as we always say. So that's another huge thing, guys. Make sure your brake control is down and you're very confident with it. All right, guys, now we're going to be covering at what degree, like how steep you're supposed to be in your wheelie prior to shifting. The idea is being slightly below balance point. So once you grab that second gear, you're pretty much going to be sent back right to balance point. Because the problem is if you're too far back in balance point, what's going to happen is you're going to shoot backwards, kind of like Evan already showed you. And if you're too far way below balance point, your bike is not going to stay in the wheel. You're going to shift, let the clutch out, and the wheel's just going to fall back down. So you have to find that fine line of your wheel just below balance point, but not too far below balance point. So I'll have Evan show you really quick over here. He's starting in first gear, and he's going to be shifting into second gear. Give you another example really quick. So he's in first gear now, picking up speed like we said. Notice his tire. Notice his forks, how low they were. He definitely was not quite at balance point, but he was kind of right at that fine line where he wasn't too low either. So once he shifted and that clutch re-engaged, it held him perfectly right there at balance point. So guys, honestly, once you put all those points together, it's pretty straightforward and it should come together pretty quickly. You'll see Evan already shifted into second. He's picking up more speed again. He's already in third gear. He might even hit fourth here, we'll see. Now he's in 4th gear. So we just are in a lot right here. I don't know, Evan, how long do you think this lot is? So we're in a lot that's probably like 60 yards, 70 yards. Evan was able to literally on his Grom just shift from 1st gear to 4th gear in this pretty short amount of space because he has them down. The only thing to keep in mind, guys, we're going to throw out there for you, shifting from 1st to 2nd is in general is kind of easier. It tends to be a little snappier. It might fly back a little more, so just be ready on the brake. But as you're shifting from 2nd to 3rd or even 3rd to 4th, you have to be a lot more careful with how much brake you give it, because as you can see, the wheel won't stay up. It's just going to want to come back down. The Grom does not have very much power in 3rd gear or 4th gear, specifically when you're shifting in a wheelie like that. So you're just going to have to find that fine line. It's a lot finer when you're shifting to 3rd and 4th. So just master that point, master not killing the brake, and just make sure you're giving it enough gas as well to stay up. I'll have Evan give us another example. I'll get on his left. That was an example of not shifting into 2nd. That was an example of a false neutral, which is definitely going to happen a lot when you're learning. You're going to be trying to kick it through to 2nd gear, specifically on these Groms, and it's going to just catch neutral, guys, and fall back down. That's very normal. Don't get frustrated when it happens. Just work with it. Evan actually learned to shift from 2nd gear to 3rd gear, not 1st to 2nd. And I guess that's another point to throw out there is some people don't like shifting from 1st to 2nd on a lot of bikes, especially on the Honda Grom, just because it is a little snappy. But the good thing about 1st to 2nd is you can go at slower speeds. So what we're going to do really quick is we're going to turn around and have Evan one more time cycle through all the gears from 1st to 2nd to 3rd to 4th, so you can kind of study where his forks are at, how high his wheelie is. Maybe if you're able to watch close enough, even study how much brake input or how he's using his clutch if you can really get that deep into it. So we'll try to give you the best angle we can here. Alright guys, so as you can see, Evan clutched up. He's in 1st gear right now, picking up speed. He just caught 2nd gear already. He's in 3rd already. Notice where his wheel is and the speed he's at. And he caught 4th for a second there. That was pretty good. That's a perfect example though, guys, of from 3rd to 4th. His wheel just wasn't quite high enough. It wasn't close enough to balance point, so 4th just didn't have the power to keep it up. But honestly, guys, all of that put together should give you a really good idea how to learn how to shift in your wheelie. If you can put all these points together and just practice and stay safe with your brake, you'll have it down in no time. It was definitely a tricky thing for us to learn, but once you get them down, it's kind of a satisfying trick to have in your book of tricks. Honestly, it's just kind of fun feeling it click into gear in a mid wheelie. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. We covered all the most important parts of how to shift in your wheelie. Make sure to subscribe and like the video because, guys, every single week through the summer, Evan and I are doing a How to Wheelie Your Honda Grom series. Every single Wednesday, we have a new trick for you guys. So go check out the playlist. We've already done 5 other episodes, and next week, we probably are going to start getting into handbrake tricks. So that's going to mean some circles, some high chairs, some other crazy stuff, guys. And as usual, make sure to follow Evan and I on Instagram. We have all kinds of videos up there, wheelies, circles, all kinds of stuff. I'm Masface6 right up here. He's MotoRadds Stunts. Just give us a follow, guys. We got all kinds of crazy stuff. And we'll see you guys next time.